Thank you for watching News Echoes. I'm so glad you're watching. It's been anchored by Schengen Story Media all the way from Italy. We have in the studio men who will be discussing issues of our time. And at the end of the day, we want you to take a position. So you're going to decide which way these issues should go. We have in the studio here with us our in-house researcher, Nat Iyakwo. Nat, you are welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everybody, and welcome.
And we have our man from Milan, Mark Godwin. Mark, you are welcome to the program.
Thank you very much, my great friend, Dr.Segun Johnson, and good morning to the viewers. It's nice to be here again.
Yes, we just finished the Tokyo 2020 that took place in 2021. And there are so many discussions on Tokyo 2020, not the least the discussions concerning Nigeria. But let us first of all look at the table of medals. Who has won what? We saw that the United States came up again, followed by China and then Japan, the host country. And the Great Britain became great with 65 medals. 22 of them gold, 21 silver, 22 bronze. Something great. We recall that Great Britain one time came up only with one goal. But what a difference between then and now. It's been wonderful. And then we look at West African countries, indeed African countries. How well have they performed? When we look at countries like Nigeria, Ghana, South Africa, you see Kenya topping up in Africa. Kenya having 4 gold. Nigeria, no gold. Ghana, no gold. And so many countries didn't even have any medal at all. But let me ask an in-house researcher, Nat, how has it gone?
Well, thank you very much. And when we begin to talk or assess Tokyo 2020, is a unique Olympics. It's peculiar. It will have its own special place in history, the history of Olympics since 1951. And the Olympics came wobbling in 2020. To be or not to be, that was the question. With so many challenges during the preparations, during the real games, and a post-mortem on the Olympics 2020, Tokyo 2020, throwing up so many things. And so the Olympics was scheduled for 2020, but could not hold for obvious reasons. The pandemic, the COVID-19 pandemic that came in early 20s and spilled it into 2021. The Olympics came and is gone. And Tokyo 2020, especially held in Japan, the capital of Japan as a country, and Tokyo, the capital. And we had so many challenges apart from COVID. There was natural challenges, the typhoon that came in early during the Olympics, but we thank God it didn't affect the Olympic Village and it didn't affect the conduct of the Olympics itself. But as usual, Olympics being an history making event, this time around there were no spectators in the stadiums. The people had to watch from their homes, and you had a country, the country Japan, divided. Some people for the Olympics, some people opposing the Olympics, and especially because it was going to affect the economy of Japan. The taxpayers' money was being used to stage this Olympic, and with the issue of the post games effect, especially with COVID, where our eyes and ears are open to hear from Japan how COVID affected the country
Yeah,
after the
yeah, yeah,
Olympics.
yeah. On that one, let me ask you two questions. Number
Yes.
one, do you think it has been economically viable for the Japanese to have hosted these Olympics because many people couldn't come into the stadium, and so would they have been making money? And number two, was it not the resilience of the Japanese that still made them to bring out what a wonderful performance in presentation and the final parts, the opening and the final parts. So number one, if economic viability finally, and number two is can't we just talk about the performance of the Japanese in terms of saying they were going to present it, they presented it against all odds.
The Olympics is a money spinning venture. It's a business booster. It opens up economics of such country because of the human traffic, because of other economic activities that go with the Olympics. And so definitely this event affected Japan in a very big way, because definitely there will be a hole in the expenditure. The taxpayers' money that was used, was this recouped? Was there any break-even point? Did they gain anything? So I'm not an economist, but I can say boldly that the human traffic was not there.
Okay,
The venues
and
were
and
empty.
the second question,
Yeah,
the second question that the resilience of the Japanese, when they say they're going to do something, they're going to do it.
yeah, the Japanese have this resilience in them, especially remember Hiroshima and Nagasaki when they were bombed.
Nagasaki.
Yeah, when those two cities were bombed, Japan rose from the ashes to be what they are today, and that spirit, that spirit is there. Japan is a small island or spread all over the place, and they don't have any serious minerals or that natural mineral that they can use, but they have used their technology. And technology is not it's not cheap. You have to put in your best, your intellect.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
you're
let me
giving.
ask a man from Milan.
Yeah.
A man from Milan, Mark.
Yes, sir.
Could you please tell us about this Japanese resilience? We need to learn from them. I mean, they against all odds. Many people, 60% of their population protested against it. At the end of the day, the presentation throughout the period was fantastic. Nobody could take that from them. Let's first of all talk about this Japanese resilience and the will to do.
That's a strong point, Doctor. Japanese resilience. Yes, but take note that the government has spent billions for this event last year. So that money can't go down the drain. There had to be a situation where, I mean, it just had to happen. They did everything possible, pleaded very hard with the IOC, and so that those plans and arrangements will not go down the drain. You know, prior to every Olympic, structures are erected, buildings are built, a lot of equipments are bought. So you can't do that and just forgo that after all those plans. So the resiliency, anyway, has been one aspect of the Japanese people. My honorable ambassador said, we remember how they sprang up after the Hiroshima, Nagasaki bomb. And life came back again. And today, many of them are doing very well in their field. The Japanese
and Japan is the third greatest economy in the whole world after US and
yes,
China.
that's very correct, Dr. Segun. The Japanese and they have done so much in the technology aspect. They are technically very savvy. They are also one disciplined people. You know, I studied some Japanese workforce. They are working class force. You know, they don't eat as bogus. You see, eating order is one way you can know a disciplined person. They don't eat as bogus as many countries does. They select and they choose what they eat. And when it's time for work, it's time for work. Then at a certain time, they go for their break and they come back to work. So all this adds up to a disciplined people and, like you said, resilient. They can bounce out from any situation and get back to life again. So those are important aspects. Coming to the Olympics, the Olympics have gone, like Dr. Nat said, it has come and gone. Humanity has shown that we can do anything if we set our mind to. So, but also, the Olympic was intentionally not open to the press for some reasons. It was very close, and even the crowd, because of coronavirus, the crowd were restricted also. Prior to the Olympics, BBC, the British Broadcasting Corporation, the directors of BBC complained about it not being open to the press, about the they tried to patent it and make it a strictly closed affair, you know. And
why did they do that? Why?
Well, there were reasons. Number one of the reasons was they couldn't get an international broadcasting agency to collaborate for broadcasts. They couldn't do that. That was one reason. Then the other reason was they made it a Japanese affair. So they have the patent and the broadcast rights. So they release to media homes when they want to and who they choose to. So it was a very strong debate. In fact, BBC was laying complaints every day to IOC. But since Japanese were hosting, they had a right to whatever they wanted to do. So the complaint didn't yield any results.
Okay, let's move on from Japan to Europe. The Olympics 2020 has come and gone. Olympics 2024 is coming to Europe, your next neighbor, France. But before we discuss exactly what is going to happen in Paris 2024, how did Italy, Germany, and France, to mention a few in Europe, how did they perform? Mark?
Yes, they performed very well, Doc. Italy was able to come out very strong. Italy was able to come out very strong. We had the table says that Italy has 10 gold, 10 silver, and 20 diamonds, and 20 bronze. So that makes up.
I like that one. I like diamonds. Yeah.
So that makes up 40. We came out with 40 medals. France also did not very well in their way. They had 16 gold. No, they had 10 gold, 12 silver, and 11 bronze. So in total, they had 33. Germany had total 10 gold, 11 silver, and 16 diamond. And 16 bronze. I keep using the word diamond. So
are you trying to buy diamonds from DRC or
I don't know. So the European countries fared well. In the list was Italy, Also in Italy, the Italians now are the Italian team, the Italian athletic team are now the fastest group people on
Yes,
the
tell us
planet.
about that. Tell us about that. It used to be
Yes.
Africans now, or the
Yes.
Americans. Now tell us about that.
Yes, Italy has proven to be the fastest group of people. The 4x100 was won by Italians, and it was spearheaded by a young man called Jacob. Lamont Jacob. Lamont Jacob is a 29-year-old athlete. He's the son of a Black American father and an Italian mother. And he grew up not too far from where I am, here in Lombardia. So Lamont Jacob was able to come very fast. Also in that,
but it did not break the record of Usain Bolt.
No, he did not. But
Okay.
he's close to it. He's close to it. Yes, he's close to it.
Then one other event that Italy did very well.
Yes, Italy did the
4x100, isn't it?
Yes, the 4x100. The 4x100, we won it, and also the pole vault and some of those indoor activities. Italy did so well. So yes, Great Britain did well too. Great Britain came out.
Well. Mark, wait. Let me give Nat the pleasure to tell us of the performance of Great Britain. Nat, how did Great Britain perform?
Good.
At this current Olympics Games just ended, they have continued to bring back great into Britain. So we can now proudly say Great Britain is back. Great Britain is back. Their performance, they didn't go below the 2012 medal figures on the table. They were stable, and because a lot had been put in preparation, in planning, in motivation, and so many other factors. And so they gave a very excellent account of themselves as individuals and as a country.
And they were given a target of 45 medals, and they came up with 65.
Yeah.
How about the lady that did the GoFundMe and BMX cycling, and she came up with a gold? She had to go to Australia, pay her way, they pay her coach, and with GoFundMe, she got a gold for her nation. That's extraordinary. How did you feel, Nat, when these young men and women returned with their medals shown at the airport? Did you feel a sense of nationalism? You want to belong and provide something for your nation. Don't you want to really study hard, work hard, and use it, throw it all at the feet of your nation and say, even though I have prepared 4 years or even more for this day, I'm throwing it at your feet. They are all yours. Don't you feel that sense of nationalism, Nat?
Yeah, absolutely, I do. And you know, Olympics has also been turned into an arena where you can show off your country. You can sell your country. You show nationalism and patriotism. That is what, and they were very proud. There is this couple who will be knighted because the number of gold medals they hold into the kitty of the United Kingdom.
I mean, they were just fantastic, husband and wife, bringing the glory to their nation. Let me ask Mark in Milan. Mark in Milan. Now we're coming to Paris in 3 years' time. Do you think Paris is ready for us?
Yes, sir. Paris is ready. Paris is gearing up. Paris is putting things in place. But one thing they will deal with probably in that period is security issues. Um,
Yeah.
yes, that is where I don't know if they are arranging enough, because you have more of these Islamatized young men in France, and most times those occurrences happen in Paris. So I think a lot of measures will be added to the preparation in that aspect. But talking of
Well,
infrastructure,
I'm planning to come to Paris to watch a few events there, and
that,
because
that
it's
would be
just sailing
awesome. That
across
would be,
the Dover Pond. Then I hope to be there, and I pray to be there. But before I let you go, Mark, is Nigeria prepared for Paris 2024? How had
that,
they fared, Nigeria?
that's a very patent question, and we need to begin to address it now, because of our the Ministry of Sports, Youth Sports didn't do well at all in this last outing. I think my honorable ambassador will agree to that. The minister, Sunday Dare, has to be called to order. He has to give us why all the embarrassment, why all the endorsement pull out, why all the lackadaisical attitude. And interestingly, our young men, our athletes were ready to put their best. They came with so much zeal and anticipation and enthusiasm. But the coordinators, the ministry, and those in charge of their affairs didn't do well at all. So we need to begin to address it
Yeah.
now. The Senate should call them to order and let's know what happened. Why the few T-shirts? Why the non? In fact, it was a rickety arrangement. Rickety arrangement.
Nat,
Yes.
thank you, Mark. Nat, we washed our linens in the public in Tokyo. You want to give us a few linens, dirty linens, that Nigeria washed in the public glare of Tokyo? Nat.
Let's start with the sports kits. Even though arrived Japan, but the athlete didn't have access to it, and that led to some of our athletes or competitors washing their sports kits in the night so that they can use them in the daytime, which is
Is a
shameful.
representation of washing one's dirty linen in the public. Go on.
Yeah, which is shameful and disgraceful, and it if you extend it, that is what the nation is. That in the night time we wash our whatsoever, and in the daytime you come out clean in big gowns, but no productivity, no results, no dividends, nothing to show for it. And then you come to the Samsung telephone set that was provided for all participants at the Tokyo Olympics, but the Nigeria officials decided to go and sign for the telephones for everybody. The official didn't give the phones to the participants. I think we need to find out. We want to know what has become of those telephones. Were they returned to the Tokyo Olympic committee, or where are the phones? And
So
you find
what was it with the Minister of Sports? Couldn't he just patch up things and allow the athletes to use the Puma jersey, and then after he will go back and complain? But he will not. He preferred us to fight and protest openly. Are we the only nation? Are we? Do we? Must we always be disgracing ourselves?
Well, in addition to that, we didn't plan, so we just failed as a nation. And you will notice that it was 12, I think 12 participants were disqualified for not testing according to Olympic games rules. And it's only Nigeria, we saw Nigeria, the participant, the athletes demonstrating publicly in Tokyo, on the streets of Tokyo, carrying placards, wearing national colors. I don't know what could be more disgraceful and shameful more than that. And a
Is the
country
Nigerian
of
government taking it seriously?
the,
Is the Nigerian government taking that seriously?
the
Using the
government
national jersey to demonstrate, to protest in the streets of Tokyo. Well, I mean, how is the government, how does it feel? Or is just life as normal?
the government we have in Nigeria is business as usual. They were not embarrassed. They didn't feel any guilt. The presidency has not said anything. It's only the minister who has kept defending himself as his position so that he can remain there for the next 1 year and some months. So we are very insensitive to things like this at the national level. Very insensitive. They don't even think anything went wrong, and that is it. That is it. And as you asked before, we can't see, because it takes more than 4 years for participants to train to get into shape, but we have not even started. Some other countries just went straight from the Olympic village participation to their training camps at different parts of their countries, but we have not even.
Because they only have less than 3 years.
Yeah, we
They
are
have
not
less
saying
than 3
anything.
years. But
Yes. So that is
that is the story. Thank you very much, Nat.
And Dr. Segun,
anything more?
Yeah, let me just bring in an issue. It is only African countries that you find their nationals participate in other countries. You don't find American coming to participate in Kenya or Ghana. No, it is we carry our skills and talents and abilities to other countries.
So you have Monica Okoye playing for Japan and sending Nigerian basketball team crashing. You have other Nigerian names playing for other countries. Well, will you call that immigration, acculturation, or you will call it that Nigeria cannot take care of his own children, and so they have left their country for other places?
Yeah, I think I'll take the last one. The country doesn't
Let
care.
me hear Mark. Mark, how do you feel? Monica Okoye and all the Nigerian names winning gold and silver for the various second nations and leaving Nigeria naked.
That's a good point, and Ambassador Nat brought up. It is Africans that are just participating for the Western. You know, in Italy also we have Osazu. The boy's name is from Edo State. The parents are from Edo State, but I think he was born here, and Osazu something. He was also in the team, the Italian 4x4 relay team. And we have so many people like that all over the world, Nigerians and Africans participating on behalf of their, well, most of them, you will say they are participating for their pet country. But in the real sense anyway, if Nigeria was more organized, structured in the sports administration, maybe they would choose to go back home to represent their partner's country, you know?
Well, we hope this will send a message to the Nigerian administration, not just the Buhari administration, not just the Buhari presidency, but the totality of Nigerian administration, that we must make our country worthy to be served. We must make it to be a country you want to die for. All these British nationals, American nationals, Japanese nationals, they saw their country worthy to be to die for, worthy to bring glory to. But our own, we felt that who cares about you? And so I hope this message will sink down the different strata of the Nigerian administration. That from nursery school, primary school, secondary school, we give our children sense of belonging, of nationalism, and not trying to be a citizen of another country. Growing up, I remember we used to call ourselves nicknames, Alabama, Oklahoma, and things like that. Nobody ever called anybody a national name, a city in Nigeria as a nickname. Oshogbo, hey, look at Abakaliki, no. But we were quick to call others Alabama, Ohio, Ohio, whatever. And so, but we never called anybody Enugu, hey, Enugu boy, no. Our sense of nationalism has been sold out. And on that note, we'll go on a short break. When we return, we'll be talking about the two tales of Andrew. You
Has
want to
been
listen
1
to
year
this, don't
of
go away.
coronavirus, and that sickness has affected the whole globe. The aftermath will even be worse, the way the scientists are telling us. And we believe that we need to counter it right now. If 1 million souls should do good to one other million souls, it will be a better place. So we want to start this project. 1 million souls to do good to 1 million souls. Why don't you join us? You don't have to register anywhere. Follow me on Twitter at Schengen Johnson UK for daily tips. There we show you how to do good to one person. Always remember, 1 million souls, do good to 1 million souls.
National bi-monthly magazine, based in Milan, Italy, and founded in 2016. The publication focuses on personalities, fashion, style, entrepreneurship, and culture for Africans. The articles on food, movies, fitness, music, travel, sports, technology, and books also featured. Our lives full of best stories. A lot can happen in a month. Expand your mind, change your world. Get Schengen Story magazine's full editions. Celebrating Africans make an impact. Read better, the inside story. Your fashion magazine for a better lifestyle. Inspiring stories for you. Your monthly dose of entertainment. A better mind, keeping you updated.
Hashtag Schengen Story Magazine. Get Schengen Story Magazine full editions.
Thank you for joining us back. We want to look at a tale of two Andrews as we speak. Today being a special day in the life of these two gentlemen. I'm talking of the governor of New York and the prince in London. We understand that Prince Andrew has gone to meet with Her Royal Highness to discuss all the challenges he's having in faraway United States, where he is being sued for having an affair with one young lady. That was about 20 years ago while the girl was 17. The lady is claiming that she had an affair with Prince Andrew. Prince Andrew said, I never had any affair with this woman. Did that line appear? Have you ever heard that line before from Bill Clinton? I never had sex with that woman. Bill Clinton told us about Monica Lewinsky. And so sex is, it depends on your definition of sex. So we learned at that time. Now we are having this time with the prince. Now, for the governor of New York, Andrew Cuomo, he had to resign. In the next 13 days, we'll be leaving that beautiful office. And don't forget that Andrew Cuomo was one of the staunch supporters of Joe Biden. In fact, we were told Joe Biden has been his mentor for many years. Now he had to go and a presidential hopeful, but all of those have been dashed now because he was groping, according to all these young ladies. And I wonder the tale of the two Andrews, why both of them have to come out like these. But I don't know how they take all these stories in other lands. Um, Mark in Milan, how is Europe taking these two stories?
Yes, Doc. These are two serious stories coming up in Milan, and we have to actually dive into it. The first story is about the young man, the prince, the favorite of the royal home there in the UK. And several years ago, 20 years ago, he had this affair with a lady called, allegedly called Virginia Roberts, allegedly. So she's claiming to have, that's her there on the screen. She's claiming, and that's a photo of the two of them. She's claiming to have that the prince raped her 3 times. It was an arrangement by a so-called friend of the prince back then. We all know of Epstein, the billionaire that committed suicide in prison. So Epstein was a very good friend to Prince Andrew, and they were both recruiting young girls for sexual rendezvous. So the story is going on. But the prince keeps insisting of his innocence, that the whole thing is made up. In fact, the photo in the middle with the girl and her, he said that is photoshopped, that it was doctored, that is not real. So yesterday, Virginia Roberts once again sued the prince. He sued the prince, and just 24 hours after that again, another lady is suing the prince also. So we are having a very complicated scandal brewing from the UK, and we hope they will answer to all the court requests.
Yeah, but Mark, I'm surprised that
Yes.
the lawyer to Roberts is trying to tell Prince Andrew what to say, because they came out this morning to say that Prince Andrew has been ignoring them, that Prince Andrew could ignore Roberts, Prince Andrew could ignore him, the lawyer, but Prince Andrew could not ignore the cause, even though this is a civil case. Why will the American lawyer be telling the British prince what to do, how to respond? Is it not that intriguing?
Very intriguing. Very intriguing. Well, he's the lawyer, and sometimes they give advice to how to go about legal issues. So, but it's ugly. This is ugly for the royal home. We
Okay,
hope something comes.
let's talk whether it's ugly or is not too good. Nat, how do you think the queen is feeling right now? Don't forget she's 99. Sorry, she's 95. Prince Philip passed away at 99. The grandchild, that is uh, Harry, is rampaging on the news fronts, and Harry's wife Meghan is making all the headlines, not in a positive manner. And the woman 95 going on to 96 have to now grab with all of these stories. How ugly will it be to her?
Well, since this is not a new story in the UK, we're aware that it's a long drawn episode, dramatic in nature, and we're aware that the Queen, Her Royal Highness, has attempted to handle some of these issues in the past. And so I think the monarchy will rally around Prince Andrew, and we're also aware that he had stepped aside or stepped down with royal duties, and so the Queen the Queen and the team, the Queen and the team will find a way of sorting this thing out, and even the lawyers to the lady in America. I mean, they will pull out some dollars from this thing. But I'm sure the Queen is embarrassed. She is going to be embarrassed in the future, and she will just try to damage limitation to the monarchy and to the individuals.
I believe the Queen has got a strong shock absorber over the last 70 years of her ruling, and she will be able to absorb this. But given her age, do you think that a shock absorber is still very effective to absorb all of these stories? We understand Andrew is the favorite son. Do you have a favorite son or a favorite child, Nat? And how does that feel? Because I don't have a favorite child. All my children are equal to me, and I'm saying that with all honesty. But they said it's a favorite child. Some people do have favorite child. I don't have. All my children are equally loved. So, but then, how do you think she will react? Is our shock absorber strong?
Dr. Johnson will hear you about not having any favorite. The issue of having a favorite child didn't start today. Right from Joseph was in the Bible, and Benjamin.
But that's me.
It's a natural repulse. I don't know if any of your children resemble you in one way or the other. That is where the attraction of magnet will be. But in the issue, the Queen has a very, very strong stamina to be able to stand some of these challenges. Her late husband passed on just a few months ago, but it looks like from the outside she's able to cope. She's able to weather the storm. She's able to move on, and so we maybe our prayers and thoughts will continue to be with her, that she will be able to carry on until.
Now, let me quickly ask you a question so that we can move on. Andrew Cuomo, the outgoing New York governor, has other criminal charges laid before him in 4 different courts in New York. If that can be done to the governor of New York, do you think Donald Trump can get out of his zone, even though he's ex-president?
Donald Trump is already in court with cases against him. So let's see how it will play out. And it looks like the judiciary is not sparing the former president. And I'm sure the judiciary will go to any length to do their work. And they have an independence. They have a job to do, job cut out for them to do. And so Trump should not be comfortable in the next months to come and years to come, and even he's thinking of recontesting. Some of these issues will be thrown up against him.
But Mark, I thought the Republicans should be rejoicing now because Andrew Cuomo was against Trump in the latter days of Trump in presidency. The Republicans should be rejoicing. Yes, we get rid of our enemy, isn't it?
Yes, somehow Andrew Cuomo is a very influential politician, and he rose to the top to become one very influential Democrat also. So there will be small joy in the camp of the Republicans, but the allegations against Andrew Cuomo it looks like it's very, very strong. the women are not playing. 11 women. I mean, you can't have 11 women make allegations for nothing. 11 women have indicted him, have accused him, and it doesn't look like a child's play. So if they were like one or two, we would say maybe it's just some arrangement. But 11 women.
My question, Mark, my question is this: if the Democrat presidency of Joe Biden could simply tell Andrew Cuomo to go, that is, they cannot support all his wrongdoings, don't you think if the judiciary find Donald Trump guilty of any of his offenses, he may end up in prison?
Okay, yes, in that sense, the Republicans, the Democrats obviously will want to come hard now on Trump. But what are
So
the
Trump
allegations?
cannot start dancing at the moment.
Yes, Trump is in trouble now because it will be a tit for tat kind of situation. So, but Andrew Cuomo's case is totally different also, because Andrew Cuomo is accused of also not just the women thing, but office harassment. And this is like, there is this new movement going on. Me Too movement has been going on. So the office harassment makes it more stronger, that he uses his office as the governor, and he uses that office to oppress and intimidate people. So Andrew Cuomo is.
But you made a comment, Mark. You said
Yes,
that 11 women could not have gone wrong. But you recall the case of Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby has been declared free and free from all the indictments. How do you see that one?
Okay, that's also something to talk about. All of a sudden, Bill Cosby was freed from all indictments. That's strange. The women still went on. The women still went on the protest that this is a slap to justice. So,
but it was the Supreme Court that declared him, and so one has to be careful of all these stories, isn't it?
Yes, one has to be very careful of all these stories, because they wake up and change everything. This shows that man doesn't have an accurate style of justice. Mankind still has four flaws in administering justice, because how do you say somebody is innocent, guilty, and another time he's innocent again? So
in short, I just want to wrap it up. In short, Andrew Cuomo's political future has gone to doldrums.
Very correct, Doc. Very correct.
All right. We'll leave it as that. Nat, we saw over the last few days a former Nigerian High Commissioner, or shall we say a diplomat to Indonesia, being rough-handled, manhandled, and he was shouting, "I cannot breathe, I cannot breathe." And we thought it was a fake news, but all of a sudden the Nigerian Ministry of External Affairs responded and was very, very critical of the Indonesian government. Do you want to bring us up to date on that?
Okay, thank you very much.
Go ahead.
Okay, the video we're watching is an incident that took place on the street of Jakarta, Indonesia. What you can see there is this man pinned down in the boot of his vehicle, and we understand that the immigration officials in Jakarta, Indonesia, were doing some immigrations, trying to to pick up illegal immigrants in Indonesia or Jakarta, those who are there without legal documentation. And this particular scene we're watching, the man being pinned down by 2 or 3 people, is not just a black man, he's a Nigerian, and he's not just a Nigerian, he's an envoy. He's representing Nigeria in Jakarta, Indonesia, and the immigration officials, I don't know, they may have already some biases against the blacks, against Nigerians, because if as a diplomat, the man will have been riding, his car will have carried a diplomatic plate number. And by there's a Vienna Convention which would give some high degree of protection for diplomats. Especially this happening, we are told, this was happening in front of his house, because even in the Vienna Convention, the residence, your house, both the official and residential house of diplomats are covered by that. You don't start harassing them. So the envoy in question, and immediately that video went viral. Everybody was thinking of George Floyd that happened in America, and that case is still fresh in our minds. And the man was saying, "I cannot breathe. I cannot breathe," even as Floyd was saying. And I am reviewed that if the man was allowed to be pinned down maybe for the next 1 minute or two, we would have been telling a different story. And so when it went viral and the government of Nigeria got wind of this, also the video had to react, because even if the man was not a diplomat, it's unfortunate, and it shouldn't happen. Especially George Floyd's case is still fresh in our hearts. Black Lives Matter is still around, and so many other issues that have to do with racism. And so the long and short as we speak, the government of Nigeria have recalled our ambassador from Indonesia, Jakarta, and they have told the Indonesia ambassador in Abuja to just start packing his things to leave the country, after having a discussion with the Minister of Foreign Affairs officials, especially the ambassador. And so when the diplomats are recalled or ambassadors are recalled, it's going to take some time, because we want to see Indonesia doing the right thing. Apart from an apology from Indonesia is not enough. This is a clear signs of threat to life. These are clear signs of a rogue country behaving like terrorists, behaving like mad people. And so we wait and see how it plays out.
It was very serious and demeaning, and very derogatory for a country like Indonesia to behave in such a tout manner. And if you are arresting someone for not having papers, there are procedures. But for them to behave in such a lousy manner, I think should be well decried by all meaningful people. And there's no two way about it. Many at times they have dealt with Africans, generally black skin, the way they've done. And I think a message has to be sent to that country called Indonesia. Mark, how did you guys see it in Europe?
Very appalling, Doctor. very appalling. That means that whole convention in 1961, the Vienna Convention on Diplomatic Relationship and Issues, that means it's null and void. It doesn't have any effect because these were all what was tabled in that convention. And if people are not following the treaty, if countries are not adhering to those conventional statements, then what's the essence? So diplomatic immunity is now being thrown to the gutters. Now, this is also a wake-up call for the federal government of Nigeria because of the bad governance and not very arranged principle of governance. All these countries are looking at us as not we're not taken seriously. We're not respected. If this could happen to a diplomat, then imagine ordinary citizens, Nigerian citizens in that country. They'll be treating them like rats, you know. So it's a wake-up call to Nigeria to strengthen up their diplomatic ties with all these foreign countries. And they do that also by having a good governance inside Nigeria. When the governance in Nigeria is good, countries respect us outside. But the respect for us has fallen. It can happen to any Nigerian now. No, they don't care because they know people don't even, the leadership don't even care about the people. So it's a wake-up call, and that video is a sad one. If a diplomat could be treated like that, that's very, very sad. Very, very.
Thank you very much, Mark. It's on that note that we'll go on a short break. When we return, we'll be looking at who governs Nigeria. Does Buhari govern the Southeast? Because when IPOB says nobody comes out, nobody goes out. That is what we see. IPOB rules in the southeast of Nigeria. Odua rules in the southwest of Nigeria. Who does Buhari govern? Don't go away. We'll be right back after this.
It has been 1 year of coronavirus, and that sickness has affected the whole globe. The aftermath will even be worse the way the scientists are telling us. And we believe that we need to counter it right now. If 1 million souls should do good to 1 other million souls, it will be a better place. So we want to start this project. 1 million souls to do good to 1 million souls. Why don't you join us? You don't have to register anywhere. Follow me on Twitter at Schengen Johnson UK for daily tips. There we show you how to do good to 1 person. Always remember, 1 million souls, do good to 1 million souls.
American International bi-monthly magazine, based in Milan, Italy, and founded in 2016. The publication focuses on personalities, fashion, style, entrepreneurship, and culture for Africans. The articles on food, movies, fitness, music, travel, sports, technology, and books are also featured. Our lives full of best stories. A lot can happen in a month. Expand your mind, change your world. Get Schengen Story magazine's full editions. Celebrating Africans make an impact. Read better, the inside story. Your fashion magazine for a better lifestyle. Inspiring stories for you. Your monthly dose of entertainment. A better mind keeping you updated.
Hashtag Schengen Story Magazine. Get Schengen Story Magazine full editions.
Thank you for watching News Echo, and it's been anchored in Italy, and I'm so glad you're watching. We want to thank Schengen Story Media for this platform, and many things we shall still do. So some of you will need to advertise. Please do so on this platform where we bring you the latest across the globe. Now let's go quickly to Nigeria in Africa. Many of us know this great country, 200 million plus, lot of oil, lot of gold. Some say diamond as well, tin, obviously. But governance has been something else, and Nigeria has been the butt of jokes of many nations. So let's look at what is going on. The IPOB, indigenous people of Biafra, gave a rule nobody should come out within his domain every Monday, starting from last Monday. That means 2 days ago, nobody should come out to tell the federal government to force their hands to release their leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And nobody came out for most parts of their region. Those who came out have themselves to blame. Some were killed, some vehicles were burnt, but the majority of the people never participated in anything. No economic transaction, no social activities. Everybody kept to his bedroom. So we want to ask, who governs in Nigeria? Definitely Buhari is not in charge. Not even one police officer could stop those who are burning. They are normally called unknown people, that is, unknown gunmen. No police of Nigeria could stop what's going on in Southeast. There was no government official or government representative. The whole streets were deserted and left to the unknown gun people to reign and rule. Mark, let me first of all come to you. I know you know the terrain in Southeast. What's your impression?
Doc, the impression is it's really very it's a strange one. Imagine an organization declaring a no movement day and everybody adhered to it. So this is what we see in happening in our country. Everybody adhered to it because mainly because of fear. You know, the last time they did similar thing, people were afraid. People knew what happened to them. Some people were killed, like you said. Some people were burned. Some people were really hot, and most times also hooligans and miscreants, they jack up on such protests, such days, and rain havoc on the life of innocent people. So the fear of that repeating itself made everybody really stay back home. So, but there is a cost to this. Take note that there is an ongoing exam, a national exam for secondary school students in Nigeria. It's called NECO, an exam for that takes you out to either the tertiary institution. And that day, mathematics was the subject for the exam. You know, each day has its subject, the test, they sit for. So that day was mathematics. And what that meant now is all the children of all students of the southeast of Nigeria didn't participate in that exam. And from my own view, this was how Boko Haram started in the north of Nigeria. Boko Haram started from putting out people gradually from school, running to people when they go to school, gradually, and now today the north has been polluted with this notion of if you go to school, you'll be kidnapped. So nobody wants to go to school, and now they brought it to the southeast. So IPOP need to check this because NECO now will have to receipt and call for if they will listen, if they will allow. So they have to receipt and rearrange the mathematics exam of NECO for the southeast. And that is
let me ask you, do you think IPOP have a cause or not? They are asking that Mazi Nnamdi be released unconditionally. Do you think they have a cause or not to declare this? And of course, the people appear to be saying yes, they have a cause. Because if the majority, those Nigerians living there, say no, we are not listening to you, that would have been no. But for accepting, it means they receive their leadership. But do you think the IPOB have a cause or not?
Yes, but we know we said accepting was because of fear. It was fear and intimidation.
That's what you say. That's what you say. They may say that no, we are accepting the cause. We want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to be released without any condition. You say it's because of fear, but I don't think the number of unknown gunmen can override millions of people.
So that's it, Doctor. But they got it. It happened on last Monday, and it probably will continue to happen. To be fair to IPOB, they are asking, their cause is justified. Their leader was more or less abducted, and we all know what that means. So to be fair to them, what they are asking for is justified. But going about it this way will not bring much good to them in return. Because what they are trying to do now is that region will begin to have some economical sabotage. Now we're talking of the exam, the NECO not being held, and some other things will begin to fall out. So this way of protest, I don't think is ideal. And we all know that the leadership.
Let me get to Nat in London. What is the political implication of this, Nat? Is Buhari ruling, governing the Southeast? It appears the governors are just taking their own subventions and keeping quiet. But when IPOB coughs, everybody sneezes. What's the implication?
Well, the implication is obvious because if we look at the geopolitical area called Nigeria, we have, and by our constitution, we are supposed to be running a federal system of government. But to start with, the federal government, and we have a president, 36 state governors, and a minister in Abuja, who is supposed to be in charge of the welfare and security of 200 million people or thereabout. And the security challenges that we face too is related to this iPod issue of calling people to stay at home on Mondays. And we know this call didn't start today. We've had similar experiences, I think, at least once in a year. And so what it is portraying is that we really don't have anybody in charge at the federal level, even the state governors. As Dr. Johnson has said, we only hear of governors who at the end of the month, when they send their commissioners of finance to Abuja to collect their monthly allocation. Thereafter, until the next 30 days or so, before you hear of governors, or you hear of governors when we are thinking of national elections coming up in the next 1 year or so. So what has really happened is there's been a breakdown in governance. Basically, this is what it means. The Nigeria is not being governed as per the constitution. Nigeria is now created a situation where individual non-state actors can give ultimatums, can give a stay-at-home directive, and the people comply. Because if these directives came from Abuja, it's not likely you get this degree of compliance. Definitely, some people will not just listen to what anybody in Abuja is saying. So this is the challenge we have. That there's a gradual breakdown in in our civic responsibility, nobody thinks it's a serious thing for us to even obey what a governor will say or even what the president will say. We are sliding and heading into anarchy. And it's a dangerous trend. It's a dangerous trend.
Thank you, Nat. Many have thought that the Igbos have been cowed when Mazin Nnamdi Kanu was abducted in Kenya. And I've never personally thought like that. I just felt it was the calm before the explosion. And now we are getting to see the explosion that the people are not cowed, they are just weighing their next option. And the way they have killed and burnt on the road, which were not good at all, it shows that the Buhari administration is lacking in the ability to govern. I recall one diplomat telling the RC governor, he says, if you are the government, then govern. I think the same thing could have gone to Nigeria. If you are the government in Abuja, for God's sake, govern. But we are not seeing any form of government, at least in different parts of Nigeria. We don't see in Yoruba land, we don't see in Igbo land, we don't see in the Kanuri land. Now it has extended to Zamfara. And we really don't know to what extent the present Buhari administration is governing because it's obviously limited. Do we have any update on the Odua group? Nat, do we have any updates? The Goho challenge in Republic of Benin. What do we have?
What we have now is there is the geographical area known as the Southwest, with 6 states, are gravitating towards Benin Republic. I will not Benin Republic is just our neighboring country, especially in Benin.
Mm.
And you know the historical link with Southwest Nigeria has with Benin as a republic. And we have seen the number of notable Southwest leaders that have moved.
Relocated.
Yeah.
Relocated is the word. Yeah, thank you.
They have relocated to Benin Republic. With names like Professor Akintoye, who is leading the Yoruba agitation group. Even Obasanjo was in Benin Republic of recent. The Oni of Ife and the Olubado of Ibadan have now stationed a permanent delegation in Benin Republic, apart from the indigenous Yoruba people in Benin Republic. We are not too sure where the southeast are heading to, but it looks like they are heading towards the eastern part of the Gulf of Guinea or the Gulf of Biafra, even going as far.
You mean Cameroon and Equatorial Guinea?
Yes, Cameroon and Equatorial Guinea, even beyond Equatorial Guinea. So this is what is happening, and again, when we are thinking,
let me borrow from your sense of geography of Republic of Benin. We know that a great part of the southern part is made up of the Yorubas, they call them Ajashe, and then the northern part was made up of Hausa and probably Fulani. So do you see that country breaking into two, even though not physically, but socially, anthropologically, because of the different attachments to the various ethnic groups in Nigeria? Something which is not their fault, but something that was done by the Berlin Conference of 1885. Is this what we are turning Republic of Benin to? Knowing fully well that Republic of Benin is a very poor country, cannot sustain itself, that is, cannot pay the civil servants without French intervention, cannot export anything except through Nigeria, The Republic of Benin does not grow cocoa, but is a very great exporter of cocoa, which means they smuggle it through from Nigeria. Does not have a petroleum of its own, but gets a lot of petroleum products from Nigeria. And the north is very porous, while the the borders were closed by Nigeria in the south. The borders were left open in the north. Is this a drift of a sharing Republic of Benin that has always seen itself as when we were 12, it will always call itself the 13th state of Nigeria. Now that we're 36, the president came to Nigeria the other day and called itself the 37th state of Nigeria. It's probably been breaking into two.
Actually, the Berlin Conference, the partition of Africa, in some areas along the international borders, it didn't really mean anything. If people who know the geography of the southwest, starting from Lagos, starting from semi-border to Diroko, up to the stretch on Ogun State, and even coming into Oyo and Kwara, those borders are Nigerians and they are Yorubas, and really the borders have not been existing for them, because daily there is human trafficking, or not human trafficking, human traffic flowing between those axes coming into Nigeria. They do their business in Nigeria. They are surviving on the economy of Nigeria, and the Nigerians have this smuggling is very heavily pronounced along that border. And you find Benin Republic recording by the figures the highest producer of rice, and they don't produce rice. The same with cocoa. The Benin Republic, the records show they grow more cocoa than Nigeria, which is not true. And so these imaginary boundaries are just existing in the minds of individuals or people.
Oh, thank you very much for that analysis. Let me see if we can just move on to Babangida's State of the Nation. Babangida, IBB, well known, in his very twilight years, decided to make a story and said that he is looking forward to a man who will contest election in 2023 below 60. That's undemocratic and that's unconstitutional. And he said that his own group, when he was in the government, should be seen as saints compared with the kind of corruption going on now. Mark,
what we have agreed in the last, if you agree, we are going to be.
Thank you. Go on, show us, please.
Strengthen that unity. If we are going to have a federating unit, we should now be talking about how we want to see our federation. If we want to talk about the local governments, whether they should have free fund, whether they should govern themselves, we should tell them, or we should be talking on how this could be achieved.
Do you think something similar to the Politburo, which you set up, to give Nigerians the opportunity to explore some of the issues you're talking about? Do you think Nigeria needs something similar? We've had the 2014 national conference and so many talk shops
and
that haven't not led
I'm glad you used the word talk shop. That's what it is. You went to the shop, you talked, you came back home, abandoned it, and then somebody says, no, we need that conference. Again, it has been done. Political Bureau has laid down everything. But I think the tyranny of the elites is what is the main problem. So
what's the way out?
The way out, when I told you leadership.
Well, did you hear Bangida, the tyranny of the elites? Let me start from you, Nat. tyranny of the elites. Babangida is now telling us tyranny of the elites. When he was there, should we even be listening to IBB at all? When he could annul the June 12 election, 1993, should we be listening to him at all now?
Well, we listen to him because he had access to the press. Oh, he still has some link and connection with people in government and out of government. And this interview, too, part of it also, he blamed the press for what Nigeria is today. He blamed the press. The press were the one calling him Maradona, or the press were the one calling him evil genius. And but what in this interview, what has clearly been displayed or shown is Babangida is still Babangida. He has not changed. At the age of 80 or getting to 80, he's still holding on to the views and the ideas he had 28 years ago when he was in government. He thinks Nigeria has not moved on. He thinks we are still in either 1998 or 1997 or thereabout, and he's trying to introduce some things in the politics of Nigeria, and again Nigeria has moved on. And when he now wants to be the one to tell Nigerians whom to elect as president, the basic qualifications, and even the age of people. So I think that is, as an individual, as a Nigerian, I think he's just expressing individual opinions, which is entitled to.
Okay. Mark, what's your impression?
At this point, I don't agree with my ambassador, Dr. Nat. The man is still very relevant. Being a one-time president, like any other past president, he still has advices to give. And he's doing that through this period prior to his birthday. The interview was arranged by Arise TV, and I think is in commemoration with his 80th birthday. So he said so many things, and if you listen very well or observe very well, he was being very fair. At a point, he also talked about why Obasanjo became president, and that statement was a very, very fair and wonderful thing to say. He said, our former president Obasanjo is one man that believes in one Nigeria. And that is why also Obasanjo putting his voice in the Odua matter in Benin Republic with Igboho. The Odua people came out and said he should not interfere because they see him as a nationalist. So, and there's nothing wrong being a nationalist. There's nothing wrong being thinking one Nigeria, because that's what we say we are. He also made reference to meetings that have been done before in the name of reconstructing Nigeria. And he says anytime this meeting is held, everybody agrees to a one Nigeria. So why will some section now begin to agitate for sectionalism and going out? Because when you call the meeting, everybody says, yes, we believe in one Nigeria. So our man made our former president, Mohammed Adamosi Babangida, he made some very patent issues. He brought out some very relevant issues. And I am one very odd person that still believes in some of his ideology. It's a pity that most times Nigerians don't understand his ideology, but he has this mindset of a progressive Nigeria. Yes, I say that boldly. I've studied him. In my school years, I was following up with so many of what he was doing. But you see, there is so much misconception and there is so much doubt, and people just see him as one Maradona president, one very good schemer. So any plan he comes up with, anything strategy he comes up with, is taken off before he even executes them. So that's the man, Babangida. And as a past president, he has the right to give voices to what is happening in Nigeria, just like any other president. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I heard you clearly, but Babangida will go down in history as someone who undermined democracy because of the annulment of the June 12th election. How will you react?
Yes, he said that also in other past interview. Also, he said the annulment of that June 12
Yes,
averted what would have been the
June
greatest.
12th election.
Yes, what would have been the greatest catastrophe in Nigeria. And what he also said is he was not the one behind that annulment. Some group of persons were an influence to that thing. So yes, we know June 12 was a fair and fair election, and we elected the president, but we didn't know what was going behind. It's them that knew what they were doing, and we didn't know the extent to which it was free and fair even. We didn't know. We were just civilians that were following whatever the news tells us. So a lot was going behind.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Nat, in few seconds, because we're going on break very soon. In few seconds, do you think Babangida can wash away that 1992 annulment by saying that some people wanted to create a coup d'etat or something? The coup still came anyway. So do you think he can just wash it away like that?
Well, I think that is his own side of the story. We haven't had the other side, so we'll leave it at that. And if we're still around, the events are unfolding. One day we're definitely going to have opportunity of hearing the truth or being told the truth or the truth coming out. Because those people who participated in molding and shaping the history of Nigeria, many of them are still around, and many of them have really not spoken out as to what they know, especially people from the South West.
Okay. All right. We'll better go on a break right now. And when we come back, we want to look at the state of security in Nigeria. It is still a sad situation. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
It has been 1 year of coronavirus, and that sickness has affected the whole globe. The aftermath will even be worse, the way the scientists are telling us. And we believe that we need to counter it right now. If 1 million souls should do good to 1 other million souls, it will be a better place. So we want to start this project. 1 million souls to do good to 1 million souls. Why don't you join us? You don't have to register anywhere. Follow me on Twitter at Schengen Johnson UK for daily tips. There we show you how to do good to one person. Always remember, 1 million souls, do good to 1 million souls.
Schengen Story magazine is an African international bi-monthly magazine based in Milan, Italy, and founded in 2016. The publication focuses on personalities, fashion, style, entrepreneurship, and culture for Africans. The articles on food, movies, fitness, music, travel, sports, technology, and books are also featured. Our lives full of best stories. A lot can happen in a month. Expand your mind, change your world. Get Schengen Story magazine's full editions. Celebrating Africans make an impact. Read better. The Inside Story. Your fashion magazine for a better lifestyle. Inspiring stories for you. Your monthly dose of entertainment. A better mind keeping you updated.
Hashtag Schengen Story Magazine. Get Schengen Story Magazine full editions.
Thank you for watching News Echo, anchored all the way from Italy. And I'm so glad you're watching. What we do is we go through all the news items across the globe, and then you will have an informed opinion. Then you can decide which way to go. I still have my colleagues on, Nat Iyakwo from London and Mark Godwin from Milan. I'm so glad you're still watching. Now, we want to look at the state of security in Nigeria. It has been something that has been bothering us for a while. It appears that people are not bothered about what is going on. People are being murdered, and yet everybody wakes up as if nothing happened the day previous. No, something evil happened the day previous, but it appeared that people just continue with their lives, whether in the south of Nigeria or the north of Nigeria. They just continue. Hundreds of students abducted, and everybody is still going home as if going to their various workplaces as if nothing has happened. And the case of the Bethel is just too sad. The Bethel Baptist Secondary School, where 121 were adopted, and the parents went to collect money among themselves, 500,000 naira each, I'm told. Where did they get the money? In short, they sent 50 million naira, and their children were still not released. 28 students were released. They claimed that the money was short of 2.4 million naira, and therefore they're not releasing the students, and that 2.4 million naira should be turned into buying motorbikes for them, which they will use as weapons, guerrilla warfare weapons, and that the parents are being fined 10 million naira for lying to them. These bandits are saying parents lied to them for providing 50 million naira less 2.4 million naira. But let me just leave the details to Nat Iyakwo. Nat, what is the detail of these insecurity in Nigeria as of today?
Very much with us. It's ongoing. People are still being killed, maimed, raped, abducted, kidnapped every day. Every day. So the things are really getting worse. And the government, even the attempt of changing the service chiefs or rejigging the security architecture, we have not seen any significant change yet in the security of Nigerian citizens in Nigeria. And the Boko Haram episode or Boko Haram history in Nigeria is getting to 11, 12 years now. And Boko Haram is still waxing strong and strong, to the extent of bringing down one or two Nigerian Air Force jet fighters. So if Boko Haram can bring down our Air Force planes, or the bandits in Zamfara can bring out Air Force jet fighter, so we're really not seeing any respite when it comes to insecurity in Nigeria. And with the forthcoming elections, we know Nigeria when the general elections are coming, the national elections are coming, the violence uh, increases, and so many things are at risk. And so we're having the Tucano airplane that we've been expecting have arrived, but we don't think they have been put into use yet. And so everybody, you cannot travel out of your town, your village to any distance because the place is not safe. The highways have been taken over by these bandits and kidnappers, and again, the federal government is saying nothing. The joint armed forces are really not doing much. So it's left now for protecting your self-help. And so this is the situation we now have in Nigeria when it comes to security. And as Dr. Johnson mentioned, we still have, remember the Tegina Islamic schools pupils. I think 3 or 4 of them have died in the hands of the bandits, and the rest are still there. The federal government college student of Breni Yauri, 82 of them are still with the abductors, and so many others which we really don't know. But people are Nigeria is an endangered species, and this is where we have found ourselves today.
Thank you. We may just need to hear from Mark in Milan. From what we have listened to Nat. Mark, what are your immediate impressions about the security of Nigeria?
Doc, all I will just do is echo what Ambassador Nat has said. It's gruesome. It's not pleasant. Our country is in turmoil. Our country is in a state of anarchy. These are the words of my great ambassador, Nat, and that's what it is. Sadly, those in authority are not living up to expectation, what they should do. It's been taken for granted, and every day situations are getting out of control. Like you said, things will happen in the south, and in another part of the country, people will just go about their lives as if nothing has happened. Something will happen in the street, and in another street, people will just, So I think also a lot of Nigerians' emotion have died. Emotions are no more there. People's conscience are deadened. People don't no more. People don't feel again. Some people just even walk past one of these dead bodies and everything, and walk past it to their walk, to their it's a very sad thing, and we hope that something, a rescue, a succor, something will bring a change to this very unpleasant quagmire going on in our country. Very unpleasant. Very, very. So those are my words. Ambassador Nat has said it all. In the north, so much is going on. In the south, in the east, you look at the east, unknown gunmen. And most times when all these things happen, it is innocent people that suffer. People that have nothing to those things. Meanwhile, the policymakers, those at the top, they are on top. Is a very sad situation, Dr. Segun. Very sad.
So today, I want to thank our colleagues across the globe. My colleague in London, Nat Iyakwo, thank you for the insight. And I want to thank Mark from Milan, and we want to thank the crew members. More importantly, we want to thank you, the viewers, and those who will be analyzing at home and be giving us your feedback. Definitely, we're coming back your way Wednesday next week at 10 a.m. We want to congratulate the Italians, the French, the Germans who managed to make 10 gold, but greater congratulations to England that make 22 gold, 21 silver, 22 bronze. Of course, to those who won, US, China, and Japan. And we pray for Nigeria and South Africa to do better in Paris 2024. And to kudos to those Kenyans who made Africa proud. Kenya has made 10 medals, 4 of them gold. We hope that other countries like Ghana, Benin, and all the rest will come up. Ivory Coast will come up come 2024. My name is Segun Johnson. Until next week, God bless you all.
Thank you. Well done.
Thank you.